I've come on today to do Junk Journal July UK prompt number 12, which is paper clips. This is a collaboration which is hosted by the Vintage Button on YouTube, and it is also with the Facebook group Junk Journal Community Chat Room UK, Be Happy Stationery and Be Happy Stationery design team members and guest designers. So yeah, that's who's doing lots of people are doing it and anyone can join in and do it. So I'm up to number 12, which is paper clips. Let's see. So I've got some strong card. I need strong card to do one of my sets for my paper clips. I've got loads of bits and pieces that I had on my desk. I'm just using what I had on my desk. I've got lots of different sizes of paper clip. These are my favourite ones, and I get them from Amazon. I buy them from Amazon, and I like the colour of them and I like the size. They're perfect, and I use them a lot. And they are 5 centimetres long. These ones I get from Temu. I love these as well, but I love the gold ones better. They're 10 centimetres. I've also got some of these fancy ones which don't need any embellishment. You can just literally pop them onto a page. I've got teeny weeny tiny ones which look great, you know, in Happy Mail, or just to clip a little something to a page. That one's got a little star on it. Look, I've also got ones with other things like hearts and things on them. Yeah, and then I've got ones like this that you clip onto a book and it will hold a pen. You can pop a pen through there like that and it'll hold it in place, and then you can pop that onto your page. So that's very handy. You know, I've used that before on a bookmark as well. You can use it. So that's that. And then I've got some of those in gold as well, just to pop a pen in. I've got some smaller paper clips. Do you know, I couldn't find any smaller paper clips. I've looked all over, couldn't find any. I found these two, and these ones are, I think they're 3 centimetres. Yeah, they're 3 centimetres, and that one's 2.5. So yeah, I don't use those, to be honest. I don't use them. They're too fiddly for me. I like the 5 centimetre ones. So what can we do with these then? Well, these massive ones, I use these a lot for putting a folio on, clipping a folio to a page. Slip this into the back of the folio, and then you can put this bit on the back of the folio, and then you can clip it onto your page, and they're brilliant for that. And another thing I do like to do with them is make page. I'm making a rather large journal at the moment, and this is going to go in it, and what I'm going to do is, you can see that I've slipped it just through the longest part of the paper clip. It's been daft. And then I'm going to glue it across the back, fold it over like this. I don't want a massive fold because I don't want to lose half the doll's hair, half the person's hair. So I'm going to do it like that, and I'm going to put, am I doing it right? Actually, I think I need to do it that way around. Depends, I want to put it on the book on the right side. So if you're putting it on the right side, you need to make sure that your clipping on bit is pointing to the left. If you're going to clip it on the left side, you need to make sure that the clipping on bit is pointing to the right. So yeah, I'm going to pop it on my right side, so it's going to, on my left side, no, I'm going to clip it on the right side so it is pointing to the left. So fold over a little bit of the top, glue it down, glue it down. I love when I hear that on treasure books. She's amazing, isn't she? Right, so that's that, and then you can literally just clip that onto your book. Here's my page. You can clip it on like that, and it'll fill your page. And you can write on the back of that. You can clip something else into the paper clip as well if you want to hold something else in there, like a journal card or an envelope. And as I say, it's a brilliant page filler. It's a striking picture, and it will match really well with the journal that I'm making. That's why I chose it. So yeah, that's how I use those ones, either for that or for holding on a folio, as I said. Yeah, and if you wanted to, you know, you could put a little dangle on there if you wanted to. To me, there's no need to when it's for this particular thing, but you could have a little dangle hanging out the edge of your page, clipped onto there if you wanted to. So that's that one. And then you can cover, one of my favourite things to do is cover these ones here. And what I do, I just cover, I save the clippy bit there and I just cover, let me show you, I'm just going to cover the front part here. So I get my card on there, fold it over like that and glue it, and then I've got my base to put whatever I want on there, and then I'll put a dangle on here. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to do it with card. You must leave this bit free though to clip onto wherever you're going to clip it. So I've got my card. It needs to be strong card, it can't be flimsy paper, or it doesn't work as well. So I need my card to be long enough to leave a little bit hanging out the top there. So I need it to be about that long. That's okay. So I've made my mark. I'm going to cut across here. That's plenty wide enough, I'm sure. And then I'll cut that bit off. And as I say, leave the bit that you're going to clip onto your page, that bit there, free, and clip it on like this to the other bit. Leave this bit free to put your clip on, your dangle on. So I'm going to fold it across like that. Let's try and get it straight. And then I'm going to fold it again like that. Yeah, and then take your paper clip out, glue it closed, this bit. I do think I need to trim a little bit off there, it's a little bit too long, I think. Yeah. So then glue it down, and then we can have this messy bit that's all gluey and foldy. We can have that on the inside and have the bit that we want to use on the outside, like that. Just pop it back on. So now I've got a base to put whatever I want onto there, and I can still clip it onto my page like this. See? So it's a different way of making an altered paper clip, really, that's all it is. So let's find something to pop on the front of there, something that will fit in with what I'm doing at the minute. So like I said, I've got all these bits and pieces that are left on my desk, and I want to use up some of these bits and pieces. I absolutely love this, but it's far too big to go on there, really, isn't it? I love it though, and I'm going to use it in one of my journals. I used, it was a much bigger picture, and I used the top of it. So crab apple cider, that looks good, doesn't it? I could cut around that, couldn't I? Yeah, no, I don't want that. I'm a twit, I know. I've got a little mushroom there. Oh, right, we're not using that one. I've got these, I've got some, oh, I know what I've got, which I absolutely love, is this shoe. Look at this shoe, I love it. This boot, I love it. That could go on there, couldn't it? Let's cut it down a bit smaller, because it's a bit big. It is a sticker, but I'm not actually going to take the back off it. I'm going to leave the back on, so that, because otherwise it'll have sticky bits around the sides, won't it? And I don't want that. Yes, that will work a treat. I'm going to stick that on there, and first I'm going to put a bit of lace on it. This is little bits of lace. I've just saved every, look at that. Why would you save that? But I did. So I'm going to cut off 2 of those, one for the top and one for the bottom. and then I'm going to glue them, actually glue them onto the shoe thing, and I'm going to glue them onto the back of it, just a little tiny bit of glue on the bottom there, glue it in the middle at the back like that. Just wanted a bit of lacy on there, do you know what I mean, to make it look girly and pretty, because I'm doing a girly, shabby chic girly journal at the minute, and I mean if I don't use it in there it's not the end of the world, but I just want to show you what you can do. And you can do this on any size paperclip. I mean really, I could do it on one of them massive ones if I wanted to, but yeah, it's easy to do. Usually you've got the bits and pieces to do it. A bit of hard card, you could get that out your recycle bin. Look at that. And then I'm going to glue that onto there. I mean there's nothing to stop you layering it up and, you know, putting little bits of glitter on it, but for tonight's purposes I'm just showing you what I would do. Yeah, and I probably would put a bit of bling on there, and yeah, I love that on its own like that. And then I'm going to put a dangle on it. So to put a dangle on, you will need some little pins. It doesn't matter what little pins they are, as long as they are little pins. So I've got, these are called bulb pins. You can use little safety pins, anything really that will attach it. And you just decide what you're going to have dangling off the top. So I think I'm going to have a little bit of this lace. You can have a bit of lace on it. That needs to go at the back though, so I'll put that on after. And then what else could I have? I could have that little mushroom. Will that little mushroom go? I think the colours would go, wouldn't they? I like the colours on it. I could have that on there, like that. And I really like a bit of bling, I think. Have I got any bling hanging about? I tell you what I've got and what I haven't got is nobody's business. I'm telling you. I'm full of it. Let me see if I can find a bit of bling in my little bowl here. I put everything in this little bowl and then I can just, oh, that would work. It's not quite bling, but I've got this little heart look. Oh yeah, that's going to work so well. So I want that at the front, so I'm going to put the heart on first, and then I'm going to put the bit of lace, and I'm not going to bother putting on the, look at that, it looks just gorgeous on its own, doesn't it? I'm not going to bother putting that mushroom on this one. I'm going to put it on like that, and it's ready to go. See? Beautiful little paper clip. It's not a hidden paper clip, it's an altered paper clip. And then that will go onto your page like so. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and you've got a pretty little dangle hanging out the top of your page there. If you did it to the sideways, you'd have a pretty little dangle hanging on the side. Yeah, really happy with that. It came out well, that one, didn't it? I like that one. Now let's try doing a hidden paper clip. Hidden paper clips are not as difficult as you might think. I know from my own experience that I used to get quite stressed at making hidden paper clips, but it's really not as hard as you think. I saw a really good tutorial on YouTube, and I wish I could remember who did the tutorial, but I can't because I'm a twit. So this is what you do. This is what I do. I lay my paper clip onto my card like this, and I make sure that the smaller hoop is at the edge of the card. Then I fold it over like this, see, and then I have the longer bit there, and then I'm going to cut it across here and up there like that, like this. Fold it in half like that, fold it where it should fold. I'm going to put my paper clip on it like that, see? So the longer bit's there and the shorter bit's there, and the bit that you're going to clip onto your paper is here, that bit there. If you wanted to round your corners you could do. Let's round them just for the heck of it. and then we cover it again. So we'll do the same again from there, round and up. Put it to size. Doesn't matter if it's a tiny bit bigger, it won't matter. And then I'm going to round the corners. Oh, it's so warm here today, and I'm sat with my hot water bottle on. I mean, honestly. My poor mum keeps going, I'm so hot, I'm so hot. And you know, we've got the fan on, and I keep giving her drinks of cold water and all that, but yeah. And here I sit with my hot water bottle on, drinking myself silly with cold drinks, because, oh, it is so hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this bit inside of that bit like that, and that is how your paper clip becomes hidden. See? So lots of glue, and I'm going to use my Carole 3-in-1 glue. This is my preferred liquid glue because it's cheaper than art glitter glue. I like art glitter glue, but it's too expensive. You know, I just use the cheaper one. So glue that on really, really well on both sides. And I have done mine a tiny bit bigger than the underneath bit, just to make it a bit easier to cover it. You can make it a lot bigger, you can make it as big as you like. As long as you've got this bit in here like this, you can make you know, your next bit as big as you like, it doesn't matter. And then we go like that. Now, at this stage, if you wanted to, you could cut a hole in there so that you could add a dangle to it later on. You can cut a hole in there, put a brad through it and clip it so you've got the little hole, and then you could clip, you know, clip a dangle onto it if you wanted to. And that's it, apart from the decoration for that. Let me show you it on a page, so it goes on easily because you've got that bit at the back there. You can just open it up and flip it on, see? And you can decorate both sides if you want to. That side is as wonky as a wonky thing, isn't it? That bit there's not even straight. That's better. Right, so make sure it's glued on well. Yeah. And then we can decorate both sides. So let's see what I've got left to decorate this one. I do really like these. These are little tiny little bits of papers, and these came in some ATC cards that I got. I like this one. Amazing, that one is. It's so pretty. Look at that. Really pretty that is. I'm going to glue that one onto the front, I think. Yeah. Japanese Mayberry, it says. Alfred F. Conard. I think it is Conard. Alfred F. Conard, it says. 1895. I better not cut off what it said, hold on. Roses, seeds and plants. New golden Japanese Mayberry. Yeah, I better leave that bit on. Check it fits. Yeah, that fits okay, so I'm going to glue that onto there. Let's have a bit of lace at the top, because that's another idea as well. If you've got lace at the top like that, you could always dangle something off that. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to glue it all the way down, because I'm going to put that on there like that. Put a little bit of more glue. I'm going to have to refill my bottle up, aren't I? It's getting rather empty. Right, let's see what it looks like when I put that on. mean, you can decorate it any way you want. You can put anything on there. I've put that picture and that little bit of lace just for quickness, to, you know, so I can show you how to do it. You could put gems on it, you could put little flat back, anything flat back on it, couldn't you? You could put buttons on it. Buttons is a good idea. Yeah, are a good idea. Anything, literally anything. Little bows. I've got these studs, look, which are really pretty. That says 1969 on it, so it's not really any good for that one, but I could put that, you know, on one. Maybe on the other side. I've got this big gem here, but it just won't glue on. I don't even know why I kept it. I mean, what am I going to do with that? Honestly, I'm such a twit. So that we'll say that's that side, because I've got my flower on there and that, and then on the back I need something to put on here, don't I? Something not too big, something little. I mean, I could easily just glue that on, and that would look okay, wouldn't it? I could put a little bow at the top. I could put a little bit of fabric underneath it and put that on the fabric. So I could put the fabric there, and then I could put that on top of the fabric. Oh yeah, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Let's do that then. Let's go and get my glue to come out. I thought I was prepared and I'm not, that's the trouble. But oh, I've got all my stuff here, and it never occurred to me that I didn't have enough glue. Well, I have got enough glue, really. It's just getting it to come out. There we are. And then stick this one onto there like that. And then we can find a little dangle to go on there, can't we? Something to dangle off there. I've got a white pin, because these pins come in all colours. You can get like gold ones and that, or you can just get a pack of mixed colours. You can get, honestly, if you can think of a colour, you can get it. They usually do these in mixed packs or separate packs. It's like the massive paper clips. You can get them in the different colours too. I wonder if I put that on there. Could do. Yeah, I think it needs something else though. Maybe a bit of that. So we'll try that. And then put the... I'm determined to use that, aren't I? Let's cut that across there. Let's bob that onto there. So this, for these things, it's got little grips on the bottom, and you pop the grips through your paper or your fabric, whatever it is you're using, your card, and then you just lay them flat on the back. You go round and flatten them all. So there's that and that. You can put bits of lace, you can put whatever you want really. Hold on, I need that in the front, don't I? There we are, that looks pretty, doesn't it? And it's just literally just used up little bits on my desk. I'm going to turn it round there because I want the coloured side. But that is a way to use up those little things. I don't know where I got it from, to be honest. I wouldn't have bought them, you know. I've got them in a bundle from somewhere, so I can hang that on there like that with the pin, and I've got my little dangle. I really like that. And then I can clip my paper clip onto my page, and you can do it easily because you've got that shorter bit at the back. And I wish I could remember who I learned to do that from, because it was from a YouTube channel, and it really did change the way I did them, and they work amazing. So pleased with those. So yeah, we've made that one, we've made that big one, and we've made this one, a little one with a dangle. That's the easiest sort to do. So, and we've got these little ones here that I've showed you, the little, I've got a star, I've got a crown, I've got a musical, is it over. I'm not sure what that is. I've even got a cactus and a tulip. Yeah, all these ones I would just use as decoration or just to hold on an envelope, something like that. They don't need decorating, do they? Them ones don't. Yeah, and as I say, these these 5 centimetre ones are my absolute favourites. Yeah, and then we've got that one as well. So yeah, and that one is a double-sided one. The other one's just plain on that side, but it does have the dangle on it. So yeah, I hope that was useful and you got some inspiration from it. Thank you so much for watching. Do pop over to Lindsey's channel, which is the Vintage Button, and do pop over to the Facebook group, Junk Journal Community Chat Room. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.